We're back with a brand new video about 5 Premiership strikers that Rangers should look to sign. By this thumbnail, I think it's blatantly obvious who I'm talking about here. I've literally just included the 5 players who I think, apart from playing for Celtic, obviously, or players that we currently have, that I personally think potentially deserve a spot at Rangers. We're going to go from 1 to 5. There's no particular order, but in at number 1, we have got the Bojan Miwalski. Of course, came in the summer for Aberdeen. He sits joint 4th in the table in terms of goals scored. He's scored 16 goals in 34 appearances. He's got 2 assists. He averages a goal every 0.54 per 90 minutes. And I think he's alright, right? I don't think, out of everyone in this list, we like lost. Everyone in this list, I think he's the worst player on the list. Now, that's not saying he's bad, because I think the 5 players on this list are very good at scoring goals. But for me, I think he lacks the most technical ability. And would it be completely awful for Rangers to sign him? No, but I think our money can be spent elsewhere, if I'm being honest. So it's a pass from me. Up next, we move to Edinburgh, and we're looking at Kevin Nesbit. He's only played 15 games in the league this season, but he has grabbed himself 10 goals, and he's got himself 1 magical assist, and he has got a goal every 0.8 per 90, which I guess is not too bad, but Nesbit's good, right? He had that injury. He's always linked with moves to England for like 3 million. He was going to go to Millwall, wasn't it, for like 2.5. I think he will personally leave, but I think the days of Scottish teams like Rangers and Celtic paying like 2.5 million, 3 million for other Scottish players is kind of gone. We haven't seen it in recent years. The last time we've seen it is when Celtic signed Turnbull, and if you think they've lost out on McGinn, Ferguson as well, players like that. So in my opinion, I would take Nesbit, but for that price, I mean, I would. I really rate Nesbit, and he's very young. But that leads us back to Aberdeen, and we've got Duke Lopez. Exact same record as Miwalski this season. He's got 16 goals and 2 assists, but he has a better goals per 90 ratio with 0.63. Now, I rate Duke, but that game at Ibrox did not do him any favours. Miwalski was actually better than him that game, and Duke missed 2 glorious opportunities. Now, you look at the 2 opportunities he missed. If we're in Europe and if we're serious, right, if we're going to have a serious fucking challenge against Celtic and win 56 next year, those sort of chances need to be getting took. And they haven't been getting took for our players this season. And Duke didn't take them at Ibrox, so maybe that'll fit him right into playing for us. But personally, I wouldn't mind Duke. I wouldn't. But how much are Aberdeen willing to sell him for? Because of course Benfica get 50% of any deal. So I think Aberdeen will hold it for a decent amount of money. So for me, I'll pass. Up next, we have got Lawrence Shankland. He's on 21 goals. He's an absolute penalty merchant. So yeah, that rules him out. I'm taking penalties at Rangers because that is 7 years gimmick, my friend. But he's got 21 goals, 4 assists. His hold-up play is brilliant. It really is. Practically, I was going to say practically carried that Hearts front line, but him and Ginnelly. It's been him and the Ginnelly show up top for Hearts this season. He averages a goal every 0.71 in the night per 90. So yeah, he's got 25 goal contributions in 33 games. Quite good for a Hearts player. And you know, Shankland is getting an absolute yeah, it's a go for Joe. It's a go for Shankland. Absolutely, I'd bring Shankland in the more if it was up to me. But a fee, I think he would cost a lot, because I think he should be in the Scotland setup personally. And I think, how much you're looking for, I don't really know. A couple of million at least. And that leads us to our last option, Kevin Van Veen. A guy that I've constantly said, oh, he's 33, he's 34. Turns out he's 30, and he loves to stick the ball into the back of the net. He's got 21 goals, 1 assist in 34 games, an average of 0.67 this season. But if we're being honest, Motherwell are fucking shite, and he's literally single-handedly dug them out there since Stuart Kettlewell's come in. Kevin Van Veen was like the only shining light in that Motherwell team. Maybe Puffy Max Johnson or whatever, but I'd absolutely take him. Alright, turns out he's 31 and he's turning 32 in like 18 days and he's from Eindhoven, where we pumped out the Champions League. But yeah, Kevin Van Veen, you know what? He's 31, we're going to come 32. You'd probably get another 2-3 years out of him. Why not? And he wouldn't cost that much, despite Motherwell saying, oh, there's no team in Scotland that could afford him. My arse, big man.